Alright, so the first thing we got to do is relieve the pressure in the fuel lines. Didn't really go as planned in the green one. It's having problems starting just because of the battery in it. Really don't want to put this battery in that one just for sake of time. So we'll relieve the fuel pressure in a different way. So basically what you're supposed to do is you're supposed to pop this off right here. This blue one is your fuel pump fuse. See if it comes out nicey. I'll probably end up just popping it off. Let's see. Kind of get a screwdriver in there. There we go. That way you don't break these clips right here. So we have that out. I'm going to set that right there. You want to leave your battery connected because what we're going to do is we're going to go and start the car. It should stall immediately if it goes as planned. And start the car about 3 or 4 times, relieve all that pressure, and then you're good to go. Then we're going to disconnect the battery and we'll go from there. So let's see if this works. One more time. Alright, I think we can call that good. And so what we're going to do now is we're just going to remove the battery. It does just say to remove the negative battery cable, but I'm just going to take out the entire battery. If we need to put it back in a little bit later, then we will. With the previous engine rebuilds that I've done, I've never had to add the battery back in, but we'll see where it goes from there. The book also says to remove the hood. I don't think I'm going to do that, just so at night I can close it back up. Since I'm not doing this in a closed garage, I'm doing it out here in the driveway. I'll close it back up just for safety reasons. Then we're going to remove the airbox and the airbox assembly. I'm not going to drain the coolant just yet. I need to go get another drain pan. All of mine are currently completely filled, so got to do that. I think the battery connection is a half. Let's double check that just for those who want to know. Yeah, it's a half. And the hold bar, or whatever you want to call that, that was a number 10, just like everything else. And I was actually able to find my number 10. So guys, like I said, I'm just doing this for myself mostly, so really if you have any comments about anything, just kind of either keep them to yourself or keep them nice. Like, I don't mind answering any questions that you have, but just keep the comments nice. I can answer what I can, but if the comments start getting rude, I'm not going to answer anything for anyone, because this is mostly for my own documentation anyways, and figured I would just put it on YouTube to be nice. That way, if it does help anyone, then cool. If not, then cool. You know, no loss. But yeah, whoever put this on put it in a pretty funky area, so I gotta use a box wrench. Let's see. These are on there pretty tight. That one's not. Alright. Huh. I might have to get out the persuader. Alright, got that out. The green stuff down there is just engine wash from the car wash, so it's not acid or anything. I'm just gonna sit this right here, that piece of wood. Let's grab this one. I had already undone them, so it's not like they were just sitting loose in the car. So when you're taking off your airbox, you do have a hose right here. I labeled both of them 1. That way I know where the hose goes back to. I'm gonna leave, I'm thinking I'm gonna be able to leave the hose connected to the body side. If not, I'll label that one number 2, or whichever number comes next. Probably number 3, because this one's gonna be labeled number 2. You have 2 number 10 bolts here. Or nuts. I will be putting the nuts back on there once the airbox is removed. That's something that I recommend. You don't have to do it. You can stick them in Ziplocs or whichever. You have a screw. Well, it's a bolt, but it has a screw head on it. It is a number 10 if you choose to use the bolt. And then you have 1, 2, 3, and 4 number 10s. To get to this one, you're most likely gonna have to undo this clip. It's gonna have to come undone anyways, so we'll just do that now. And this is gonna be number 2 when I label it. Now, I know that someone's gonna ask why I'm using duct tape and why I'm using numbers rather than writing the name of the object down. The reason I'm using duct tape is because it won't come off while I'm taking things apart, and if it leaves a sticky residue behind, a little bit of WD-40 will take care of that, but honestly I'm not too concerned about a little bit of sticky residue. The reason I'm doing numbers is just for ease. I don't care if it goes up to 350, it really doesn't bother me. And honestly, if it's on this half of the engine and it's on that half of the engine, I can do 1 through 200 on this half and then 1 through 700 on that half, and it really won't bother me. So it just numbers are easier than writing MAF, hose, yeah, things like that. So that's why I do that. So the 4 bolts that go into the MAF, I will be sticking them back in, just like these 2 nuts over here. The reason is just so I don't lose them. I'm hoping to have this engine completely ready to be taken out by the end of tomorrow. Today's Monday, so Tuesday I'm hoping to have this one completely ready, and then that one somewhat ready. If I if I do this the way that I think I'm going to be doing it, it might be the end of Wednesday, because I'm still trying to figure out if I want to do them both simultaneously or just do one at a time. I know it will be quicker if I do one at a time, but we'll see how that goes. I might do some stuff before lunch, do some stuff after lunch, see how it goes. So I got one more bolt down there, then I can remove this. I'm gonna separate the mass airflow sensor, and you want to throw this in a Ziploc bag or something. The little fishnet there, whatever you want to call that, that's super sensitive. You don't want to get your skin oils on it or anything like that. So stick that in a Ziploc. This one actually looks to be a little bit bent, so that might be damaged. But stick that in a Ziploc. Don't touch the metal net on it, and keep that safe. Alright, so I got the airbox out now. Now I'm just going to start disconnecting a bunch of vacuum hoses and electrical components. Basically going to start from the distributor cap and go over to my right. Once I get all the visible vacuum hoses and electrical connections up top from the distributor cap over, then I'm going to do the same thing on the green one, and then I think I'm going to call it time for lunch, and then I'll come back and I'll do everything over there. If I run in any tricky spots, then I'll try and record it. But basically from here on, I'm just gonna kind of take pictures. I might record some stuff, but I think most of this is just gonna be pictures. That way it moves on a little bit faster.